What is up, everyone? Thank you so much for checking out this video. So today we're going to go over the settings I use for my Canon EOS R for wedding photography. I was actually at a wedding last night and I wanted to go over the settings for you guys to help you out whether you're beginning in wedding photography or you're looking for new settings. Of course, every wedding, every location is going to be a little bit different, so your settings are going to have to be a little bit different also. So without further ado, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, turn on that bell notification, and let's begin. Alright, so let's get started here. So let's go to the menu. And we'll start on the first tab here. So image quality, of course, always shoot RAW. Go down to image preview. I usually like 2 seconds, or you can even have that off. Release shutter without card. Well, you shouldn't be shooting without a card regardless, so I have that disabled. And now let's go to the next one. Lens aberration correction, peripheral illumination correction, I have that on, distortion correction off, and digital lens optimizer on. External speedlight control if you plan on using flash firing enabled, and all these other settings I've never touched, so usually just flash firing is enabled. And the next one, so exposure, I usually just leave that at 0. Highlight tone priority is off, metering time 8 seconds. Exposure simulation is enabled, so I can see what it looks like through the viewfinder here. And next tab here, white balance, I set the white balance according to the scene. For color space, I'm using sRGB. For picture style, I'm using portrait, so this will add just a little bit more contrast, a little saturation, not too much of a difference. Long exposure noise reduction off, high ISO noise reduction, I have that as a standard. Touch shutter disabled, multiple exposure disabled, HDR mode disabled. You don't really need that for weddings unless that's your kind of style. Anti-flicker shoot disabled, silent shutter is usually off. It's pretty quiet regardless, and then if you have fluorescence, it usually creates banding. So I usually leave that off. So we'll go to the autofocus here. So autofocus, obviously, if you have your lens on, I'm using servo. Servo will help you if the bride is coming down the aisle, it will keep tracking the focus as she's moving closer towards you. So servo is definitely what you want. Autofocus method, usually it is face tracking, especially during like the couple formal photos. I'll do face tracking, family photos, face tracking. Usually during the ceremony, I am at 1 point autofocus because there are a lot of faces during the ceremony. I don't want the face tracking to pick up someone in the crowd. But these two are my primary focus points. So face tracking and 1 point autofocus. Eye detection autofocus, I sometimes use that. I've been having that off and just usually using the face detection. Continuous autofocus, I have that disabled, and touch and drag settings, I don't use any of that. Tracking sensitivity, I have that +2. Acceleration, deceleration tracking, I have that at +2. Autofocus point, auto switching at 0. So for file numbering, you want continuous. Eco mode off, I don't want it to go on standby or anything like that. Power saving is 30 minutes, that's the longest time there. Auto power off is disabled. Viewfinder off is disabled too. I don't want to be caught with that stuff powering off and stuff like that. So display brightness obviously depends on the scene that you're looking at. When I'm outside on a really sunny day, this thing's all the way cranked up. For the beep, obviously you want that disabled. People don't want to be hearing your focus beeping the entire time, so definitely have that disabled. And now for this one, the customize buttons, this is very important. I use back button focusing with this AF on button right there. So your shutter button right here, I have that as metering start. So instead of using the shutter button to autofocus, that is only there to meter and to take the photo, which means my AF on button is my autofocus. And having the back button focus is super nice when you're in servo mode and you're tracking focus with people moving towards you or away from you. And that is all the customized buttons I have. And now for the touch bar right here, I just have it as a simple autofocus change. So if we go here, have it on, I can switch between my 1 point and my face tracking very nice and easily, and super nice, so I don't have to pretty much pause what I'm doing and go into the settings and stuff like that. So continuing on, everything else is pretty much standard here. And there you have it. There are my settings for wedding photography with my EOS R Canon mirrorless camera. So there we go. There are the settings I use for the Canon EOS R for wedding photography. If you guys learned something or if you like this video, please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, comment below with any questions you may have, and I'll try to answer them. And again, please subscribe. Thank you guys so much for the support. A ton of new videos to come, and I'll see you guys in my next video.